Hi, friends. Big refutation. It's not a typo. Y'all didn't think that I was going to miss a chance to enrich your vocabulary, did you? Not when there is a brief and shining opportunity to celebrate Karen Reid and Taylor Swift in one fell swoop. Today's video is going to debunk 10 rumors. Another word to describe the act of debunking is refutation. You may or may not recognize the thumbnail as an homage to Taylor Swift's album Reputation. How could I not? Especially for a video with the theme of refuting rumors. Sometimes you write the puns, sometimes they write themselves. When I think about rumors, the first two names that come to mind are Taylor Swift and Karen Reid. I feel the same way about both of them. It's a bittersweet feeling with notes of admiration toward their resilience and sorrow that their personal pain has put them on the stage. But they exemplify something that we all need to remember. Your mess becomes your message. Every day, when you wake up, no matter what you are facing, remember that you can only get strong by lifting heavy things. I remind myself that it's like carrying paint by the gallon using its handle. You know how awkward it is to carry just 1 gallon and it makes you walk kind of lopsided to the cashier lanes? It's easier to carry a gallon with each hand. It keeps you upright. So the blessings in one hand and the challenges in the other. Even if it doesn't feel like it, if you're walking upright today, it's because the blessings and the challenges are level. How many times has Taylor Swift's heart been broken and splashed across the media as entertainment news? I hate that for her. But look at the songs that rise from the ashes, songs that we wouldn't have without her personal pain. I'll tell you a secret. This is the first time I've ever said this out loud. There have been a few moments when I've had a little twinge of envy toward Karen Reid because of her supportive family. I see their loving relationship and unwavering commitment to her, and I wish I had that kind of parental love. And then I remember what comes with it, the weight of those false accusations, the persecution from the Commonwealth, the betrayal, the grief, the financial decimation. But the power of love from her family, and maybe even from you and from me, I think that keeps Karen walking upright, chin up and elbows out. So let's talk about rumors. Rumors are like spiders. There's a center, and then there are offshoots. Before you know it, the rumor has grown legs and run away. I'm sure that you've heard the rumors circulating for the past few months about John O'Keefe's phone. I've heard them too. Where are these rumors coming from? Well, like spiders, they enter through cracks and gaps and openings, and they can also hitch a ride with gossip, misinformation, and speculation. Now, speculation can come from gaps and openings too, areas where we lack details. Except in this case, we do have the details. We just need to slow down and think it through. We can't impulsively jump onto a chair, run away, or burn the house down. Of course, we can't just let the spider hang out either. Anyone who has ever seen Charlotte's Web knows that those critters have a million babies. Good luck rounding those up after they've hatched. Before you get the creepy crawlies, take heart. We can use the spider safety protocol to address rumors. Just like the truth, a circle only has one side. We can surround the rumor and safely remove it from the colloquy. Like spiders, rumors need a little help finding the exit. When's the last time you saw a spider take itself out? Let's start clearing these cobwebs and debunking some rumors. Rumor 1. The phone fell out of John's pocket when he got out of the car. 3 details refute this. John didn't get out of the car at the flagpole. John O'Keefe does not walk across lawns. And John's step and floor data disproves this possibility. Rumor 2. The phone was placed into airplane mode and then back again. When airplane mode, or I should say while airplane mode, can be accessed from the lock screen, 5 details refute this. Airplane mode will not prevent steps from being logged. Airplane mode doesn't disable location services. Airplane mode prevents calls and texts from being received, but calls would be sent to voicemail and texts would all arrive in a big clump when airplane mode would be turned off. And this data pattern would be very obvious in the phone's records. There's no evidence of this in the records that have been shared with us. Forensic phone examiners can typically see the logs indicating when airplane mode was turned on and off in a phone, as this information is usually stored within the device's system logs, allowing them to access the timestamps of when the mode was activated and deactivated. So, if it was there, the defense would have been on it like a spider. Rumor 3. The phone was powered off and then turned back on. 4 details refute this. While this would prevent steps from being logged, it would also prevent calls and texts from being received. So, like airplane mode, calls would be sent to voicemail and then the texts would all arrive in one big clump when the phone was turned back on. A data pattern that would be very obvious in the phone's records and one that there's no evidence of in the records that have been shared with us. Forensic examiners can typically see the logs indicating when the phone was powered off and on, and investigators would also see the location where the phone went dark and the location where it returned online. Rumor 4. The phone was placed in a Faraday bag. And you might be wondering what a Faraday bag is. Well, it's a sealed pouch or bag that blocks electromagnetic signals. So the invisible signals like Wi Fi, Bluetooth, cellular, GPS from reaching the electronic devices. And they work by creating a virtual cage. Well, I guess you could say a literal cage around the device, preventing the signals from entering or exiting. And this protects the devices from tracking and hacking. They're affordable and fairly easily accessible. I have 5, just in case. In case of what, I do not know, but as you can imagine, I like to be prepared. So this again would be similar to airplane mode, and 5 details refute this claim. Even multiple Faraday bags won't prevent the steps from being logged. This method has been tested by me. Since Faraday bags prevent calls and texts from being received, the calls would get sent to voicemail and the texts would arrive in a big clump, which would be obvious in the phone's records, and we have no evidence supporting that. In certain situations, an investigator might suspect a Faraday bag was used. For example, if a phone was seized and shows no recent network activity or unusual signal strength upon examination, it could indicate that the phone was recently in a Faraday bag. Or if the circumstances surrounding the case suggest that a suspect might have used a Faraday bag to intentionally disrupt the signal transmission, then the investigator might also consider the possibility. Investigators would also see the location where the phone went dark and the location where it returned online. I don't know how I ended up reading the message board that I'm about to share with you, but please don't judge me. There was a group of people who were giving each other advice about Faraday bags. And I remember one of the tips was to make sure that everyone in the crime ring, or I guess maybe that's not the right word, um, paranoia ring, waited until they reached their separate normal destinations before placing their device into the bag. Because if they all placed their phones into the bag at the Paranoia Anonymous meeting, or even at the same time when they got back to their respective locations, it would be very obvious to whomever the mysterious source was who was tracking them. Man, the information you can find online, am I right? Okay, rumor number 5. This would be some combination of 2, 3, and 4, plus disabling the location, network, and the step or health data. I should say, and or health data. So the refutations here include all previous concerns, plus needing to unlock the phone. All attempts, successful or not, are recorded. Remember how Richard Green stated in his April 12th of 2023 affidavit that Jen McCabe's phone was in an unlocked state from 2:23 a.m. through 2:31 a.m. So he was referring to the lock screen on Jen's iPhone. The system tracks and records when the screen is locked versus when it's unlocked. Tampering with the settings would leave an electronic record in the system logs. And to a degree, there would be an increased risk of leaving physical DNA or fingerprints as well on John O'Keefe's phone. Okay, rumor 6. Someone removed the phone's battery for a period of time. This would result in the same 4 concerns as powering off. And again, there'd be an even greater risk of leaving DNA or fingerprints or a magic hair when one would attempt to try to put the battery back in. Rumor 7. Someone else placed the phone there moments before the trio arrived. Well, this would have left footprints in the snow, and it would have reflected differently in the battery usage log. And we're going to talk more about that a little bit later. Now, for rumor 8, I've heard whisperings that Jen McCabe placed John's phone there upon the trio's arrival. So, this would have reflected differently in John's battery usage log. And the risk level here makes this possibility almost entirely improbable because there are just too many unknowns. Jen didn't know that Karen would find John. Jen didn't know that Karen would call her first. I mean, imagine if someone else found John at 34 Fairview and if the FBI took the case, but then John's phone was eventually located across town at the McCabe's house. I mean, that's a very big risk. Also, what if Michael Proctor didn't get the case? I mean, what if it went straight to the FBI? There were too many unknowns for that group of control freaks. There's no way that they would take that risk, in my opinion. For rumor 9, similarly, Jen McCabe undid whatever had been done to it. So the rumors of airplane mode being powered off, whatever, upon her arrival. And the refutations here include a combination of all the previous concerns. And just like the previous rumor, it's just too risky. Jen has shown us her priorities. First, herself. Second, Brian and Nicole Albert. Third, her children. She is not going to shoulder such an immense risk of conspiracy and accessory to homicide. Not like that, in my opinion. And then we have rumor 10. Matt McCabe is a tech wizard who can do IT sorcery to delete stuff in an undetectable way. Matt McCabe, have you seen the guy? Leadership? Expertise? The only place he's expertly leading anybody is to the front of the buffet line. Matt McCabe is a glorified headhunter who manages a temp agency. If he had a modicum of intelligence and valued his freedom, his family, and his future, he would be aware of everything that I just mentioned, and he would stay as far from that phone as possible. So if he touched that phone, he's even dumber than I thought. This is literally the guy who was spying on the investigation and relaying info back to the team via group chat. If he knew how to delete messages, you'd think he would have started with his own. Then again, we're not talking about an intellectual titan here. Actual kindergartners pronounce kindergarten with more accuracy than he. So far, we've fumigated 10 rumors. I've got 3 more in the arsenal that have been verified with physical experiments. Were the 36 steps from 1231 through 1232 truly the final steps that John's phone took that night? Could John's battery survive an entire night out there in the cold and still be functional at 6:04 a.m.? And what really happened at 6:04 a.m. to generate all of that step activity? I'd be remiss if I didn't add the following. This video was created using a Canva font called Boston Angel. And I tried to feature lyrics selected from Taylor Swift's album Reputation, just, as something to look at as you listen. And it was created on the anniversary of the death of Officer John O'Keefe for the year of 2025. May he rest in peace. I hope this sheds some light on the rumors and sends those spiders scurrying. And if you take anything from today's video, I hope it's the understanding that your mess becomes your message. You were meant to do something with the challenges that life has placed upon you. Until the next one, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and take care of our community. I love you.